I have two updates for you viewers. Firstly, we'll talk about Geregera, which is close to Gashina and Debre Zabit. It's between Gashina and Debre Zabit. Since yesterday, we have been hearing claims from some Amhara news sources that Geregera has been retaken by Amhara forces. We'll talk about that. Secondly, in a video today, a few hours ago, I informed you about upcoming report by UN Human Rights Body and Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, who have conducted a joint investigation into human rights abuses committed in Tigray and Amhara regions. We were hoping that this report would be accepted by both parties, Tigray government and Ethiopian federal government, because UN human rights body is conducting this investigation, though Ethiopian Human Rights Commission is also part of this investigation. But viewers, Nima Elbagir, CNN journalist who is seen as pro-TPLF, has raised several questions about this report. The report will be published in November, viewers, but it seems that TPLF allied news sources are making this report controversial. We'll talk about that. Firstly, was Geregera, which is situated between Gashina and Debre Zabit. Amhara news sources are claiming that Geregera has been retaken by Amhara forces. Since yesterday, we have been hearing these claims, but we could not confirm these claims so far. Ethiopian National Defense Forces, Amhara forces, Amhara news sources have not shared anything from Geregera. Earlier we heard claims about Filakat, that Filakat was under Amhara control. Again, we did not see anything from Filakat. If Geregera is taken by Amhara forces, Gashina could be in danger as well. Though we have heard conflicting claims about Gashina, Tigray Defense Force, Ethiopian National Defense Force, both are claiming to be in control of Gashina. But since Amhara news sources are now talking about Filakat and Geregera, it means that Amhara forces, ENDF, are not in control of Gashina. As regards Geregera and Filakat as well, no confirmation so far that Amhara forces have retaken these two important places. We heard from Gata Choreda yesterday, viewers. He talked about Debre Zabit. He said that fighting was underway in Debre Zabit. He did not say near, he said in Debre Zabit. Debre Zabit is situated to the west of Geregera, to the west of Filakat. On this front, though debatable front, though Tigray Defense Force had to retreat all the way from Debre Tabor to Nifas Micha, to Debre Zabit, to Gashina. But over the past 3 to 4 days, we have seen that TDF has managed to hold on to its positions between Gashina and Debre Zabit. Situation is very volatile between Gashina and Debre Zabit. Fighting is underway close to all these places, Debre Zabit, Gashina, Filakat. So far, TDF has managed to remain in control of its positions close to Gashina, Debre Zabit and Filakat. That is why Lalibela is still under TDF control, though we heard from Amhara news sources that Lalibela was about to fall, that Amhara forces were about to recapture Lalibela. But Lalibela is still under the control of Tigray Defense Force. It's partly because of Gashina, because that Gashina has not been retaken by Amhara forces so far. We did see a video from Gashina showing ENDF troops in Gashina. And then we saw two videos showing TDF fighters in Gashina. Kashina seems to be under TDF control. That is why Lalibela has not been retaken so far by Amhara forces. Overall, situation on this front is very fluid, viewers. Secondly, viewers, in a video a few hours ago, I informed you that UN Human Rights Body and Ethiopian Human Rights Commission today confirmed that the two bodies had concluded their joint investigation into human rights abuses committed in Tigray and Amhara since the 4th of November. We were hoping that at least this report will be accepted by both parties, Tigray government and Ethiopian federal government, because we have seen that in the case of earlier reports about atrocities in Tigray, the reports have been rejected either by TDF, either by Tigray government or by Ethiopian government, like the report about Maikadra incident. It was rejected by Tigray's government. Then Amnesty International's report about Aksum massacre, it was rejected by Ethiopian government. We were hoping that since UN Human Rights Body is part of this investigation, that is why this report will be accepted by both parties. The report is going to be released in November, but today Nima Elbagir, journalist working with CNN, seen as pro-TPLF, made this report controversial. Other TPLF allied news sources are also raising questions. They are saying that UN Human Rights Body was not given access to all the areas. Witnesses were intimidated, and the report would not be extensive. It means that this report will not be accepted by TPLF, I think. That is why TPLF allied news sources are raising questions. Take a listen to what Nima Elbagir said about this upcoming report. Thank you for watching.
Well, the UN announced today that the UN Human Rights Office was finally going to release its report. It's been a report that's been ongoing since the beginning of the year. And the issue for many, though, is that this report into the atrocities in the Tigray region is being done as part of a joint investigative mechanism with the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission. Now, the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission is a state-appointed body, and there have been a lot of concerns shared with us by people on the ground, by human rights investigators, some of whom were involved with this reporting, about access problems, about intimidation of witnesses that they themselves have seen. The UN says that they were able to investigate appropriately. They couldn't get everywhere, but they say that that was because of security reasons, and now they have to compile their report. And that is another stage that is of concern for people, because that is another opportunity for local authorities or even government level authorities to interfere in this report. The report should be out in November